Miss Hannah.
And I'm Miss Ashley.
And we are so excited to have a box of brand new YA books to open and check out. So let's see what we got this month.
Oh, let's do it. I'm gonna go first. Ooh, this is Faith Taking Flight. Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, Julie Murphy. Do you know, have you read anything? I think she did the Dumpling book.
Oh, she did?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't get to read that yet, but it is on my to-be-read list. My very long to-be-read list.
I heard that was a really good book.
Oh, and this one's gonna go on too. I love the cover art. Isn't it beautiful? Let's see.
What's it about?
Faith Herbert is a pretty regular teen. When she's not hanging out with her two best friends, Matt and Chess, she's volunteering at the local animal shelter or obsessing over the there's tape in the way. Sorry. Obsessing over the long-running teen drama, The Grove. So far, she spent her senior year trying to sort out her feelings for her maybe crush, Johnny. I don't want to give too much away, so I'm going to skip down a little bit. Recently, she discovered she can fly. So this is about a teenager who's completely normal, except for one day, she can fly. Oh, that sounds so exciting. I can't wait to read it.
I think this is a really good author, so that's funny. All of a sudden, she's like a superhero. So I think, especially like with Dumpling, you know, there's like a lot of body positivity going on there, so I think that's a good thing. And you can see this is not your typical heroine on the cover there, so that's cool.
I can't wait to read it. What else do we have? Why don't you pick the next one?
All right. I'm going to pick this one up because I can see the cover says Joe and Lori, and I know who those two people are from Little Women.
Little Women, yes.
So this is by Margaret Stoll and Melissa De La Cruz.
I love Melissa De La Cruz.
And it says a romantic retelling. So I think we can already guess, if you've read or seen Little Women before, Joe and Lori do not end up together. They're just best friends, right? But it sounds like in this book they're imagining what would have happened if they did get together.
I love that idea because I was heartbroken when they didn't get together in the original.
When I first read the book, I was also heartbroken. I really thought they were meant to be together, but now I've had some years to get over it, and now I can see how it works, but this is interesting. Yes.
Oh, The Shadow Wand by Lori Forrest. The Black Witch Chronicles.
Wow,
Ooh.
that definitely looks like fantasy right there.
Yes, right there. I love it. That's a beautiful cover with a dragon holding a staff. Coiled. A dragon coiled around a staff.
Let me see.
Isn't that neat? Oh, I have no idea what it's about, and I've never read anything by Lori Forrest. Have you?
No, I haven't.
I wonder if she is an emerging author. No, she's not. She's actually, The Black Witch Chronicles is, this is the fourth book.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Awesome.
So if you haven't started that series yet, better start at the beginning.
That's right. This one takes place in Earthia. I have no idea what it's about, but I am super excited to get into the series.
Made-up world. Sometimes a made-up world is nicer than the real world to be in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this one's called Running. Mary's dad is running, Mary is rising. Oh, so I was thinking running, like, you know, going outside and sweating, but actually it sounds like maybe politics,
yes.
right? Mariana's father is running for the highest office in the land. Wow. How would you like it if your parent decided to run for president?
I wouldn't. I would not want to be in the spotlight.
I don't think I'd like it either, but that sounds like it could be good.
Yes. Why is she rising? I want to know.
Well, let's read more and find out. Mary knows he'll make a good president, but for her, the campaign is turning into a nightmare. From a disastrous live TV tour of their home to doctored photos that go viral, she is right in the middle of it all and not in a good way.
Oh my goodness.
Worse, until now, she was unaware of her father's political positions. But as the campaign heats up, Mary finds it harder to ignore not just the news, but the growing student activism at her school, activism that seems pointedly against her father. She's always known him to be a good, generous man, but maybe he isn't who she thought he was. And confronting him, well, that's not an option. Or is it?
Oh, I love it.
So what would you do if not only was your parent running for president, but you didn't agree with their views?
Sounds like a great book for standing up for yourself and what you believe in.
Yes, and did you know there's elections this year?
That's
so
right.
it's a perfect on-theme book. What else have we got?
Let's see. Is it my turn?
Yes, grab that
All
one.
right.
That one looks awesome.
10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sandhya Menon.
Yeah, so she wrote a really popular couple of books. When Dimple Met Rishi. Did you read that?
Not yet, no, but I think I did read There's
so
Something About Sweetie.
cute. Okay,
And
so
I
that's
loved
the first
it.
one that I read. I think that came out from Twinkle with Love. That's the sequel. And then so she's a really good author, and she is, I believe, Indian American. So her characters come from Indian families.
Oh, wonderful. And you can tell it's a love story.
Aw.
I love it. I can't wait to read this.
10 Things I Hate About Pinky. That's like a play on the 10 Things I Hate About You.
Which I love. That's one of my favorite movies.
You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson.
That sounds
How
interesting.
cute is she?
Oh, I love her smile. That's a beautiful picture.
A love story worth a crown.
I love love stories.
I know. That looks.
This one looks like it's a sad one. They Went Left by Monica Hess.
Oh man, that definitely looks like possibly the Holocaust or something, like a historical fiction.
I think so. Let's see, I'll read a little bit. Germany, 1945, right on the money. The soldiers who liberated the Gross-Rosen concentration camp said the war was over, but nothing feels over to 18-year-old Sophia Letterman. Her body and mind have barely begun to heal, and her life is completely shattered. Oh, 3 years ago, she and her younger brother, Abek, were the only members of their family to be sent to the right, away from the gas chambers of Auschwitz-Birkenau. Oh, and they went left.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that sounds very sad. But also, some books like these, they're so important to read, and they provide a catharsis too. So even though it's sad, it's something that we should learn about. And I actually really love these Holocaust stories.
Yes.
I think my favorite one was The Librarian of Auschwitz. That
was a
one
good
was
one.
awesome. Yes. So that's definitely going to go on my to-be-read list.
All right.
You're a sucker for the covers, huh?
I do.
Like the cover
catch
art.
my eye. I mean, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it helps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross.
Ooh, I like that
Isn't
title.
that pretty artwork?
It is gorgeous. What is it about?
Let's see. After 8 long years, Evadne will finally be reunited with her older sister, Halcyon. While Eva has been tending their family's olive grove, Halcyon has been serving in the Queen's army. But when Halcyon appears a day early, drenched and exhausted, Eva knows something is terribly wrong. Halcyon is on the run, hunted by her commander, and charged with a terrible crime. Although her life is spared during her trial, the punishment is heavy. 5 years working in the quarry, 5 years imprisoned, and 5 years serving the house that she has wronged. Imagine if crimes were given those kind of punishments
I
today.
know.
Suspicious of the commander and of Halcyon's silence on her crime, Eva volunteers to serve his house in Halcyon's stead. If there's a way to absolve her sister, she'll find it there. And as Halcyon begins her own sentence, she quickly learns that there are fates worse than death. Wow.
Oh.
So another fantasy novel, but
Yes, with
sounds
strong
like,
characters.
I know,
I
and
like
it
that.
sounds like,
Strong female characters. You got me. I'm hooked.
Sisters that love each other.
Yes.
That reminds me of like Katniss volunteering in
Oh,
her
God.
sister's stead,
Yes.
right?
Don't get me started. I'll start crying.
I don't know if I'd do that for my sister.
I don't know.
I'm not as good of a sister.
All right, let's see. I'm going to dig too. Ooh. Agnes and the End of the World. Look at that cover. I like that very much. And this is by Kelly McWilliams. I haven't read anything by her, but the hook is, I wish I could tell you that before the end, I wasn't afraid.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, I'm going to leave that a mystery. But I will read you one of the reviews. In a word, beautiful. Kelly McWilliams has crafted an emotional, powerful story filled with hope and grace and utterly selfless love. Absolutely unforgettable. And that was Jodi Meadows, a New York Times bestseller, author of My Plain Jane and the Fallen Isles trilogy. There we go.
Let's go with this one.
Must be my next one.
Again, by E. Lockhart. Have you read some of her stuff?
No, I haven't.
She wrote, it says down here, best-selling author of We Were Liars and Genuine Fraud. I read We Were Liars, and that had like a unreliable narrator. So you don't never really know what's going on because you're not sure if you can trust the character who's telling you what's happening.
Oh, those are just like one sit-down reads.
Yeah, and like you can't stop because you want to know what's happening.
What is going on? Am I right? I love to guess the ending. I'm always like, I want to flip the pages to see, but I won't.
Cool.
All right, I grabbed this one. Parachutes by Kelly Yang. I haven't read her, but let's see. I'm just going to read a little bit on the back. They're called parachutes. Teenagers dropped off to study in the United States while their wealthy parents remain in Asia. Claire never thought she'd be one. Danny never thought she'd have to live with one. Their lives are about to change forever. Oh, this is a great one. It's a clash of cultures. I love these ones because these really celebrate diversity. And I also think it might be a coming-of-age novel. So this is definitely going on my to-be-read list as well. Maybe it'll have a little bit of romance in it too.
That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to grab Burn by Patrick Ness.
Ooh, Burn.
So this is like one of the first male authors we picked up for this
Yeah,
one.
they've all been female.
But looks like also a fantasy. Patrick Ness is a great writer.
I haven't read anything by him.
Oh my gosh, he's really good. It says, on a cold Sunday evening in early 1957, the very first day, in fact, that Dwight David Eisenhower took the oath of office for the second time as President of the United States of America, Sarah Dewhurst waited with her father in the parking lot of the Chevron gas station for the dragon he'd hired to help on the farm.
Ooh, an urban fantasy. I love it.
Yeah, it's like a mix of historical fantasy and, like you said, maybe a little urban fiction in there.
Oh, that's exciting.
The dragon's name is Casimir.
Casimir. I like that name.
Sarah can't help but be curious about him, an animal who supposedly doesn't have a soul, but who is seemingly intent on keeping her safe from the brutal attentions of Deputy Sheriff Emmett Kelby.
Ooh.
Gonna have to read that one.
Yes, definitely. I kind of feel a little bit of ashamed. I haven't read any of these authors.
My God. I mean, that's just more to look forward to.
I know, right? My list is growing and growing. Oh, Bookish Boyfriends, Talk Nerdy to Me. I love that title. Oh, that's great, by Tiffany Schmidt.
That sounds cute.
Oh, what is this about?
That kind of sounds like it might be part of a series.
It does, yes. Yeah. Bookish Boyfriends, yeah. A series I should have started a long time ago. Let's see. There's A Date with Darcy and The Boy Next Story. So I got to read those first. But this one is about Eliza Gordon Fergus, best friend of Marilee Campbell. Is an expert rule follower. She has to be. Her scientist parents demand she follow dozens of them. They call it parenting by proxy, since they're rarely on the same continent. Their rules dictate her nutrition, education, sleep, workouts, and forbid her from dating. Eliza studiously obeys them all, but I bet that's going to change. Which is why she finds Curtis Cavendish, nice name, maddening. Rules don't seem to apply to him. He's never punished for his class clown antics. And worse, his mischief actually masks brilliance. Oh, I can't wait to read this mishmash of nerdy, talk nerdy to me.
Look what she's holding. Anne of Green Gables, another one of my favorite books from when I was a kid.
Mine too. I love those.
Sweet.
All right, so that's another one we want to put on our list.
So later on, when we're going to get together again and discuss what we've read for the month, and we'll see if any of these make our list. For
well, that one's my first.
I know,
That's
right?
my first choice.
Like a good candidate. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one with a cat on the cover. Another fantasy, it looks to me.
Ooh, it's like a Rorschach inkblock.
What evil have these new witches awakened? By Sasha Lawrence. Ooh. That looks really cute.
Yeah.
Not cute. Maybe it's not cute.
It's cute. It does look cute, but it sounds sinister.
Beware the magic in the black book. When Daniela and Liz stumbled on a way to transform themselves into witches, they didn't realize that magic had an agenda of its own, that every time the friends cast a spell, they were one step closer to disaster. If only they'd known, Johnny would never have been dragged away into the night in the claws of a horrifying creature. If only they'd known, Dan and Liz would still be best friends, same as they ever were, sad and lonely and stagnating in their small town. And Dan's new best friend, Alexa, would be safe in LA, far away from the danger they've awoken. If only they'd known that the magic was wicked.
Ooh, I like it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Hocus Pocus.
I know, this might be a good one to save for October.
Yes.
When you get into Halloween.
private lessons. Do you see that? The little earbuds
Mhm.
hanging off of the S.
So it
That's
looks like
cute.
a musician.
That's cute. It's not just playing when your heart is on the line. Cynthia Salesi. And this sounds like a romance. What should I read? Should I read a little bit of this? I think
Yeah.
I will. 17-year-old Claire Alalay likes herself best when she plays her father's old piano, a welcome escape from the sadness of missing him and from her traditional Filipino mother's prayer groups. After placing third in a local competition and with hopes of earning a college scholarship, Claire auditions for Paul Avon, a prominent piano teacher who agrees to take Claire as a pupil. Soon, Claire loses herself in Paul's world and his way of digging into a composition's emotional core. She practices constantly, foregoing a social life, but no matter how hard she works, it seems impossible to gain Paul's approval, let alone his affection. Oh, this sounds awesome. And I have to say, there are so few books out there with Filipino main characters, so I'm excited to read this one. I'm married to a Filipino, so that's why I got excited for a moment when I saw that, because I love, and they craft the best love stories. If you haven't seen a Filipino drama, you need to, because they are so good. So I can't wait to read this one too. You know what? This one just went on the top of my list above that one.
Awesome. All right, we're down to the nitty gritty here.
All right.
So I picked up The Mall, a novel by Megan McCafferty. It says both a laugh out loud pan to those bygone cathedrals of the 1990s and a zippy coming of age tale. So,
It's
hey
true,
guys,
they
do you
are
remember
bygone.
hanging out at the mall back when we could do that? This looks
Good
like it's
times.
like a little throwback a couple decades back maybe to
Awesome.
like, I mean, we even now we still hang out at the mall sometimes, but don't you
It's
think
not the
when we
same.
were kids, the mall was like the place
Yes,
to go?
it was slammed, it was colorful, it was loud, it was fun.
Oh, listen to this. The year's 1991. Scrunchies, mixed tapes, and 90210 are like totally fresh. Hey, scrunchies are back, guys. So
It's our
anyway.
childhood.
It
I
all
love
comes
it.
back again.
All right, the last one we have for you is Ray Bearer by Jordan Ifuko? I may not be saying that right, but there it is. Behold what is coming. I love this. I love this cover. That is beautiful. Let's see. Fresh and utterly transportive. Ray Bearer is a fantastical flight for freedom, family, and justice at all costs. Oh, I want to know what this is about. What if you've sworn to protect the one you were born to destroy? Oh, that's good. And I'm going to leave it at that because I like to leave it as a mystery. There we go.
All right, awesome. Well, this is not even all the books that we got that are new. This is just what's here at Mid-County Library, but we have 3 other branches
Just
too that
one
all have their
box.
own new stuff. So take a look on our catalog. These are all available right now. If any of them sounded good to you, place a hold on it and you can come pick it up in the curbside pickup.
Except for these two, because I'm going to
You
read
might have
them.
to wait for Ashley to return them.
All right, well, thank you for
Thanks,
joining
guys.
us.
We'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.